placing a symbol instance in Illustrator. So remember, symbol instances basically are the product of a symbol in the symbols panel. So we see an instance here out on the artboard. When I select it, I get a large bounding box around the whole thing, indicating it's sort of one unit. Illustrator is thinking of it as one unit. It is linked to the corresponding symbol in my symbols panel. So if I were to do any changes here to my original symbol, all those changes would be applied to every instance. So how do we place a symbol instance? When we create our symbol, by default, Illustrator will give us an instance on the artboard. So we know that we have one right then. I can delete this. I'll select it, press my delete key. Notice I do not delete it from my symbols panel. I'm just deleting the instance. So a couple of methods that can be utilized to place those instances. Number one, probably the easiest, select the symbol on the symbols panel and drag it to the artboard. Okay, we'll look at modifying these in the future, but know that we can do some alterations to this and it will not affect the original symbol. So my instances are capable of having specific editing done to them. Okay, so that was the first method, probably the easiest, most likely what you will use in the future. Click, drag it out to the artboard, there it is. A second method, I can select the symbol in the panel and click the place icon, place symbol button on the symbols panel. So if we look here at the bottom, there are some icons here. The one with the little arrow is the place symbol. I also have a break link, and this would highlight if I had an instance selected on my artboard. It highlights this, breaks the link, so this no longer is an instance of that symbol. I can get back to my options, basically what I saw when I made my symbol. So I can change the name, the type, any other types of editing. New, of course, and the trash or the delete. So let's click, let's deselect that. Let's select my symbol here and I'll choose the place symbol instance icon. Same thing happens. Okay. The third method that I could utilize is maybe a little bit of a longer method, but it works. I can select again my symbol in the symbols panel, then click my symbol panel options menu here, and you can place the symbol instance. This method is a third. So I would say the quickest is probably just to click it in the symbols panel, boom, plop it on the artboard, and away you go. I guess if you wanted to put multiples in very quickly, you could click on this button over and over and over again. However, there are some other tools. We'll talk about these tools in a future recording that will make this a lot easier of a process for multiple instances on my artboard. Wanted to quickly show you this library that offers us really hundreds of additional symbols. You can also do online searches and find many, many more. But if I wanted to do something, say, specifically for a chart, I would go up to the charts. And you may notice that if you're doing a flow chart, you have some iconic symbols in that flow chart. Here it is. Now when I open this, it opens as its own panel. You can see that I actually have opened up several others just to show you give you a little bit of a peek inside what some of these are. The minute that I click on one of these, it then occupies my symbols panel for this document. So I save this document, this saves. These are really kind of just some external menu or libraries that I can open and close. Okay, so this is really your working panel. So there's a bunch of different options here. Again, some really neat things that maybe can be helpful as you're creating pieces. Here are some people. Again, you can find a lot more of these types of things. Here are some web buttons and bars, useful if you're creating some sort of an interface. Again, these are customizable, so I can go ahead and change color and do a little bit of tweaking with them. So I'll close this. You can see my symbols, and if I wanted to place a few more of those out there, you can just get an idea of how they are created, what they look like. All right, so placing symbol instances in Illustrator, very simple process.